So I'm back with another locals report, and you can see I played Purrely again. Now, just before I start, and I am going to keep this video short and sweet as I can, the theme of this video is big mistakes because I have to just caveat I didn't do very well at this locals, and it just happens I went 2-3, so I won 2 and lost 3 of my matches, and there's some fundamental mistakes that I want to point out as I go through this video. So let's get into it. So game 1 I went against my fiance, as always happens at locals. It's literally a running joke at this point, and he was playing Mikanko, which as you know is Purrely's hard counter because Noir is unaffected by activated effects, but equip spells don't count as activated effects, they just happen, which means they can basically do the switcheroo where they use the water rondo to equip to your Noir, and then I think if they have another Mikanko monster on the board, they can flip it around and return your thing to the deck. So they have a really good out to this deck innately, and yeah, unfortunately, the way I lost against him was actually really sad because I managed to make a Noir, and I actually drew 4 cards off it during his standby because I had 2 Sleepy Memory attached to, I think it was a Plump, and I flipped a Purrely Leap, so that way you can get, you know, 2 different monsters, and therefore you draw for each of the monsters. So that was kind of cool. I had a Noir in the field, and he used triple tactics to steal that, and then he made a Zeus. And the thing is, I completely forgot to detach materials as quick effects, so I just gave it all to him because I was just so flummoxed. I did not keep a cool head, and that's something I need to work on, because I could have just chained and detached all the materials, given him literally just the Noir if I could have, and then he would have had like a 1-mat Zeus, which would have sucked for him. And that the annoying thing was, like, when he passed turn back to me, I had actually a lot of gas to keep on going, but because he had the double Zeus, he had 4-mat Zeus or something like that, he could send stuff twice, so that just killed me. I was so salty after that, and I think that's just one of the big learning points for me, is to not panic and to detach stuff off Noir if it's getting stolen, because I think triple tactics is seeing a lot of play at the moment, and it's something that, you know, I think you need to be wary of. So game 2 I went against a casual player, so let's skim over that. Game 3 I went against Spright Live Twin. I think I won 2-1 or 2-0. I just drew loads of Handtraps, impermed on their normal summoned Live Twin, and I managed to get Dark Ruler No More against the full sort of Spright board, set up a Zeus, and I managed to Nibiru him last game after I'd Handtrapped everything. So the one Nibiru was actually kind of funny, obviously not for him. The Handtrap engine just really pulled through there, and then obviously I got out Noir, and that helped to make a Zeus, and then, you know, that's sort of game over for most people. Game 4 was really interesting because I went against Swordsoul, and even though I lost 1-2, I felt like this deck put up a really good fight in trying to break the Swordsoul board, and also is brilliant when they're trying to set up because it's unaffected. I had, I think, a 7-mat Noir, and I managed to bounce one thing and it still had 5 materials, and that was really hard for them to out, so that's how I won my game. I found this actually quite helpful, cross out, because I managed to cross out a Ghost Ogre when setting up that board, so I think this combination actually won me that one. But I think it's because I lost the dice roll, he went first game 3 and set up a monster board with Baron, Chen Ying and Sinister Swordsoul, and even though I managed to use Sleepy Memory to negate some of the burn damage, I'd already burned from Long Yuan when he set up board, so I was already 1,200 down. So in order to get that life point back with, say, like Condemned Dark Lord, I would have had to have 3 fairies, not to mention he had a Baron to pop, and he had Sinister Swordsoul to banish a monster. It was just really rough, and I even managed to go into a Relinquished Anima, because I think after he'd negated one of my Purrely cats, and I put it in front of a Baron, so obviously that, you know, I managed to bait out that. It was just really tough, but I'm really pleased with how I tried to break through and played there. And then game 5, Superheavy Samurai, I won the dice roll, but it just sucked because I got Effect Veilered. Both times I went first because I lost and chose to go first again, and then again this is when triple tactics came through, and yeah, they stole my Zeus and made a Zeus of their own, which really sucked. So it was just a day of getting screwed by triple tactics and getting my Zeus stolen. So the big learning points, I guess, in summary, is to definitely try and play as much as you can in the draw phase, because draw and lock, the only phase where you're immune from it is the draw phase. So if you have the quick plays, just go for it, get your cat out, get your search, and then move on for when you have to play My Friend Purrely in your main phase. I've said this so many times, but I just can't believe I didn't do this, is if this is getting triple tactics nicked, make sure you detach the materials as quick effect as much as you can so they can't make a Zeus and then choke you out with your own monster, which feels the worst thing ever. I am considering maybe running 2 triple tactics to cross out, because again, super heavy samurai, they used triple tactics against me and I had a cross out in hand, and that was just really annoying. Cross out set on the field, sorry, and that was annoying. So I could have done that because stealthy will steal, but I guess it's not a problem because they are playing old format and I was playing new format, so that's not going to be a problem next time. I think another big point is that My Friend Purrely, I've been reading it wrong basically. It says your opponent randomly picks one for you. What I've been doing all this time, like an idiot, is showing them stuff. For example, I'll be happy, delicious, and pretty, and then I'll let them pick one. That's not what I should have been doing. I should have been picking it, shuffling it, or whatever, and then them rolling a dice. Like, I'm an idiot, basically. So I've been playing purely super hard mode by letting people pick what I don't want. So yeah, I only realised that the other day. And then I'm just considering playing more Nibirus purely because at my locals, everyone plays super spam decks like Swordsoul, summon out loads. If you choke them, you'll have to go alternative routes that are not Baron safe. Spright, I mean, if they go standard combo, they can protect against Nibiru. I think it's red or carrot, I can't remember. But if they don't, then, you know, that's game. Mikanko also go hard on special summoning. So, you know, I think more nibs at my particular locals. So yeah, my side deck, I was really happy with the way Crossout performed actually in this deck. I think Handtrap Purrely is definitely the way to go. I might take out Econ because it didn't really do much. I'm going to take out Cold Buy as well. That also didn't do much. I feel like Imperm is kind of mid this game, this format, sorry. I don't think it's really impactful enough. John Locke I'm definitely keeping in, and you can see I've got the extra Ash and John in case I go against Branded and anything that adds a lot. More thrust targets here on the side. Didn't actually get to use Rivalry or Book of Eclipse. I didn't go against any Kashtira, even though we got quite a lot of Kashtira players at locals. It's just the luck of the draw. So I think don't be surprised if next time I show up at locals, it's a brand new deck. So I reckon the next video I make probably won't be Purrely. I'm going to take a break from it for a while. And you know, come back to it. I'm thinking putting some board breakers inside to help me get over some disgusting end boards, because everyone at my locals loves putting out humongous boards with like 6 interrupts. So that's something that I'm planning. So I'm afraid, yeah, it was a little bit of a sad local this week, but definitely some big learning points, especially with Noir and especially with how My Friend Purrely works. So those are my big takeaways. Oh, I'm also going to put a Veiler as well, a one-off, so that's a cross-out target. But yeah, apart from that, okay, I'm signing out. Until next time, thanks for watching, especially if you stuck it through to the end, and I will see you again soon.